quarterfinals day here at the 100th All England Championships. The #1 player in the world, Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia, up against the qualifier from Korea, Son Wan-ho. So the players on court in the white tracksuit is Lee Chong-wei, the world #1. He's been world #1 since his defeat in the Olympic Games in Beijing. Now, if that sounds a bit odd that he's been world #1 since a loss, well, I can tell you that overall he really has been so consistent. 7 titles last year, 9 finals in total. Well, that's why he is world #1. He started this year 2 Super Series events and 2 Super Series titles. Won both the Korean Open, beating Peter Gader in the final, and then the Malaysian Open where he beat Boonsak Ponsana. Well, as far as the Malaysian is concerned, Chetan Anand from India in the first round, that was pretty convincing. But really, my attention is drawn to that second round victory against Sonny Dwi Kunchoro of Indonesia. Of course, Kunchoro was the 2004 Olympic bronze medalist. He was silver medalist at the World Championships in 2007. And he disposed of him 21-11, 21-17. It was a very, very impressive performance. So, as far as the qualifier is concerned, 2 qualifying matches. He went the full distance in both of those. I can tell you, in the opening round against Hans Christian Vingegaard of Denmark, saved 2 match points. In the second round, he played the #2 seed of the qualifying, Wacha of Poland. As you can see, 3 games there. First round of the main draw, Chan Yan Kit of Hong Kong. And then last night against Chen Long, the former world junior champion from China, 1 hour and 16 minutes, winning through 21-19 in that deciding game. Well, he's had a tough tournament so far, I think we can safely say that. Son Wan-ho, there he is, 21 years of age. This is his 5th match in 4 days. First ever Super Series quarterfinal appearance. Last year he was runner-up at the Osaka International, but this man, Lee Chong-wei, should I say Datuk Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia, reached the final of the All England Championships last year. Lost out to Lin Dan, and I can tell you that the big news from one of the adjoining courts is that Lin Dan has been beaten in his quarterfinal match against his teammate Bao Chunlai. The battle of the left-handers there on the adjoining court, and a huge, huge surprise to many people, the world and Olympic champion Lin Dan defeated. So no doubt Lee Chong-wei will have been aware of that, and perhaps giving him even more inspiration, because Lin Dan has been a bit of a bogey player for him to play against, and therefore now that he knows that the one player that he's really feared is out of contention, he's out of the tournament, perhaps Lee Chong-wei will gain even more in confidence. Well, lots of strapping on legs and arms. Senior umpire Phil James, the service judge. So the young Korean, well, what a moment for him. His first 2 Super Series events of the year. Lost in the first round of his home tournament, the Korean Open, and then lost in the qualifying of the Malaysian. Here he is in the most important Super Series event of all, and he's in the quarterfinal.
On my right, Son Wan-ho, Korea. Play.
So the qualifier from Korea, Sean Wan-ho, nearest to us in the yellow shirt, up against the world number 1, Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia.
Service over.
For the Malaysian,
1 love.
2 rounds, very convincing. First 2 matches, an hour and 5 minutes in total. As far as the Korean, well, he's playing his 5th match in 4 days, and his 4 previous matches have all gone to 3 games. He's been on court for just 3 minutes shy of 4 hours. Now, surely, I know the Koreans are fit. Their fitness levels of the badminton players are just awesome, but surely that must be taking its toll coming into this match. If for any player playing against a world number 1, you have got to be on top form, and if you're a little bit heavy in the legs, it's going to have a big effect, surely.
You would expect so, yes, but it must be quite inspiring for this young boy to be in the quarter-final of the All-England. It'll be interesting to see whether he reacts. He might struggle a little bit. He's got a lot of excuses. He's played a lot of matches, but on the other hand, he could be inspired by the environment. This is the biggest tournament in the world, and let's see what he can do.
Yeah, now I know that you and I, chatting before the quarterfinals got underway, and you were saying that you've been watching this young lad from Korea quite a bit in the last couple of years, and just tell us a little bit about his qualities then, or what areas of his game you think that need working on.
He plays a very typical Korean-style game. He's very, very solid, very, very good defence, good physical levels. Not a very explosive attack, I would say, as a lot of the Korean players. But in defence, as we can see there, very, very agile in defence. But he's a player that the Koreans have been talking about for 3 or 4 years now. Had a good junior career, and I've seen him play a few times in the Korean Super Series qualifying, and he's really quite impressive.
Oh, good. It's incredible to me because, I mean, I think Korea managed to somehow produce these good players time and time again. You know, I'm thinking about the winner of the East Asian Games in Hong Kong in December. Comes out and wins a gold medal. His first ever international tournament. A young lad called Choi Ho-jin, left-hander, beats Lin Dan, the reigning world and Olympic champion, in the final of the East Asian Games. Where are these players coming from? Suddenly, without the experience of playing lots of tournaments, they're managing to win big matches in big tournaments.
I think that's the mentality of the Koreans. Korea are a country that like to do a lot of preparation with their young players rather than send them to a lot of tournaments. They like to train them. They like to make sure that they're in very, very good condition, and they've attained a certain level before they give them the big trips and the travel and the glossier side of the game, shall we say. They like them to have the bread and butter first. Good solid base technically, good solid base physically before they send them out.
257. 160 miles per hour.
6-4.
And already we're seeing a good example of Sean's mentality here. First 2 or 3 points, Chong-wei away quickly, a couple of winning shots, but Sean keeping the shuttle on the court, keeping working, picking up 1 or 2 cheap points, and suddenly he's in the game.
Fault called.
Service over.
I think probably for taking the shuttle before it crossed over the net. Or maybe for hitting the net, not sure. No, missed it. Now, we talked about the young Korean. What about the Malaysian? To me, he's one of the finest athletes in the sport. He's so fast around the court, but I think he's got a new dimension to his game. Suddenly he's been able, or I've watched over the last couple of years, he now is able to suddenly inject pace of movement and pace of shot, which I don't think he was able to do before. I think he sat back and just reacted to what his opponent was doing too much previously, and now he's more prepared to command the rallies.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. Chong Wei is someone who came out very, very early, as Tafik and Peter we were talking about earlier, and he played a very, very physical game, and he relied on his physical qualities to win matches. Now he's matured into a very tactical player, and he's a lot more dangerous because he plays with this much more variety in the game. He mixes the attack well with the defence, his net play's improved a lot, and he's become a very, very good all-round player. And a very popular guy as well.
Service over.
Very, very popular in Malaysia, but also in the world of badminton, an extremely well-respected player on the circuit.
Yes, and of course, can't emphasise enough how famous he is in Asia. Last year, he was appointed a Goodwill Ambassador for UNICEF, and he joins the likes of David Beckham and Roger Federer in that sort of role, and that just gives us an indication of what sort of status he has within Asia.
9-7.
Oh yes. Always dangerous to cross-court smash unless it's an outright win or really getting your opponent off balance, because all they've got to do is play the little straight block. You've got the full diagonal of the court to scamper, and he was nowhere near it.
Yeah, I think this will be a learning experience for Sean. I mean, he played a very, very good rally. He played a rally that, against most of the players in the world, he would have won 2 or 3 times, but Chong Wei, it's all coming back, and in the end, he made a poor choice.
That was a good charge, though, leaving the shuttle. It was wide.
Service over. 10-8.
Lisbon Snake.
Service over. 9-10.
Chong Wei's coach. Lisbon Snake, actually runner-up at the All England Championships back in 1986, lost out, I believe, to Morten Frost of Denmark. No, missed it. So it's the young Korean that goes to the mid-game interval with the advantage, 2-point advantage to be precise. Good judgment. It was wide. Kim Hak-kyun, coach, himself.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds.
I have to say, I wouldn't have predicted this from the onset. I really did think the Malaysian was going to run away with it.
I think it's typically Korean. I mean, not very spectacular, but very efficient.
11-9.
Not a lot of mistakes.
Play.
Taking the points when they're available. Working very, very hard with good concentration.
No, it's long. A little more urgency, I felt, within that rally.
12-9.
I remember in the final of the Malaysian Super Series event at the start of the year, in the final, he's missed another one, that's wide. Lee Chong Wei was 10-12 down
13,
against
9.
Ponsana. He then won that opening game 21-13 and raced to a 9-love lead in the second.
I mean, it's clear he's not found his he's not found his precision yet in this match, and I'm sure it will come. But give credit to the Korean boy who's really sticking in there. He's playing the rallies out and making Chong Wei work for his points. And at the moment, Chong Wei's not very comfortable with this game.
Oh, that's a super angle. Good placement.
14-9.
Very little follow through with the racket there. Just seemed to clip the racket head over the shuttle. He's got a 5-point advantage, 6-point advantage now in this opening game.
15-9.
Yeah, you've probably got to question Chong Wei's preparation for this match. He doesn't look ready at the moment. He's not really got his foot in the game yet.
Yeah, that's better. More like the Lee Chong Wei we're used to seeing.
Service over. 10-15.
There's the injection of pace of movement and pace of shot. Oh my goodness, doesn't it make a difference?
Still from the Korean perspective, Chong Wei having to hit 8-9 shuttles there to win the point, and that's good play still from the Korean, making him work.
Oh my goodness. That is good.
Service over. 16-11.
Very good anticipation there on the net.
That's going to go wide.
Good work again, very, very solid rally again. No mistakes, making Chong Wei work harder than he wants to work at the moment.
Choice of shot from Chong Wan Ho, trying to play the cross-court clear.
Service over. 12.
Chong Wei far too fast and far too astute to be fooled by that. Up he jumps from the base position in the centre of the court, plays the winning smash. Unbelievable. I thought that was good. I have to say, Lee Chong Wei doesn't like the call. Thought it was wide, but my instinctive reaction was that it found the line. That's why I said it was unbelievable, because the precision of his smashes so far in this quarterfinal. Yeah, I thought that hit the line.
Yeah, right on the line.
This is outrageous.
Well, it was said at the beginning of the match, you know, some players will thrive on this sort of environment. He's never been in this situation before, in this sort of tournament at this stage, and he's thriving on it. He's really enjoying it and playing with a great spirit at the moment.
That's short, yeah. Thumped that away, did the Malaysian.
Service over.
change of service tactic there, just putting the quick flick in, a little bit of variety.
14-19. Service over. 20, game point. 14.
6 game points to the young Korean qualifier. Didn't think I'd be saying that before the match started.
Game.
And indeed, he converts the first opportunity.
First game won
Absolutely
by Sean
extraordinary.
Wan Ho.
21-14. And quite frankly, at times, the Malaysian, the world #1, was outplayed.
가운데를 두면 쳐 나와. 거기가 아니라 컨트롤이 여기가 아니라 가운데를 두면 쳐가 툭툭 방향 바꿔주는 거야. 알았어? 반대로 넘어갔으면 넘어치게 두면 못 들어온단 말이야. 무슨 말인지 알았어? 그리고 선수들이
Body language there saying defensively you've got to turn the shuttle
빨리
maybe. Or
때리면 돼.
To 20 seconds. Second game. Level. Play.
so the qualifier 1 game up in this quarter-final. Sean Wan Ho. This is just extraordinary.
He's playing completely free. There's no pressure on him. He's not feeling any pressure. How long he can keep it going, let's see. But at the moment, he's playing the game of his life.
I said right at the start of the match that I thought perhaps Lee Chong-wei would be lifted emotionally and so on by the fact that Lin Dan has lost. He's out of the tournament, lost to his teammate Bao Chun-lai. But I wonder, in fact, whether it's had the opposite effect, that he's said to himself, I have to win now. And in saying to himself, then he's putting himself under a huge amount of pressure. There'll be expectations back in Malaysia. Well, the luck of the net cord.
Yeah, and I think the other thing with this match is that I think Chong-wei will probably not have seen Sean before. And there's a little bit of the unexpected here, and it seems to be upsetting him that he doesn't know the style of play. He's not really worked him out yet, and he's having real problems coming to grips with the tactics of this game.
Yes, of course, you're absolutely right, because this is the first time that they've ever met in competition. That said, you expect a world #1 to be fairly much in control against a world #42.
1-2.
Yes, that's true, but the Korean boy's just playing free, playing his game, and at the moment, Chong-wei's really not got his game hat on.
That's more like the Lee Chong-wei I'm used to seeing.
2-all.
Good response. Good response. Good variety, a little bit more variety, and also playing with a little bit more of a margin. Not trying to force the game as much as he was doing in the first game. Just starting to find a little bit of rhythm, maybe.
Couldn't help but wonder, though, Ian, the lack of power in the legs from Sean Wan Ho to react to that shot. Well, that really proves my theory wrong. I was about to say, you know, maybe the 3 hours 57 minutes that he's been on court in the last 4 days just
it has to have an effect, but at the moment I would say he's playing on adrenaline and enthusiasm and enjoying the situation, which is good to see. That's a great shot, but your coaching in the break was right as well there. He used the cross defence, which turned the rally round for him, that created the time to play the deceptive straight slice there. So he's thinking as well. He's not just running around and hitting. The guy's really got good tactics here. Chong Wei's going to have to work hard to break this down.
And it's not often that you see Misbah Sadiq looking anxious, but I thought he looked a little bit anxious there.
Yeah, and quite telling that Chong Wei was looking round to him as well. You don't see that very often either.
Yeah, that's nice.
Service over. 4-5.
26 career major titles for Lee Chong Wei. For Sean Wan Ho, first is yet to come.
It won't be long though if he keeps playing like this.
You're absolutely right on that front.
Korea have another talent here.
Pushing that wide, yeah.
Again, Lee Chong Wei just giving himself more margins, not going for the lines as much.
Just explain to me the theory and the logic of this shirt that Lee Chong Wei is wearing. One sleeve and one without a sleeve. Seriously, is that because to give the racket arm freedom, not having the shirt sleeve on that?
Yeah, it seems to be just that some of the players... last year, that some of them started playing complete sleeveless, and this year they're coming out with this version of it. But I just wonder whether you've got left-handed and right-handed shirts now.
Yes, indeed they do. It's good.
Again, in this game, the winning shots have been played by Chong Wei. But then when we look at the scoreboard, it's 6-all. The Korean boys still there, still making Chong Wei work for his points.
Interesting at the start of that rally, Lee Chong Wei was playing either a drop shot or an angled shot. He wasn't lifting the shuttle at all.
No, he's playing with much more patience. Much more patience. When you talk about the time on the court for Sean, though, it's quite interesting because he has spent a lot of time on the court, and of course there's an emotional side to that. There's an emotional energy as well as a physical energy. But having said that, coming to this tournament, he's playing a 1 hour match once a day. That's a lot less than the intensity he will be training with at home. So physically he should be able to survive this this match again, really. But it's more the mental energy that gets drained in these big events when you haven't got the experience.
Yes, just picking up on that point, I can remember one year at the Korean Open, went down to see the players practice. I think it was on quarterfinals day, actually, and the Korean squad were in their training venue, not even in the main arena. And they did a 2-hour session of such intensity, and then they came out in the evening, and perfectly fresh, and once again playing hour-long matches. So in fact, they were on court for about 3 hours that day of competition.
Yeah, but that's probably half the time they would normally do in a normal training day. They'll probably do 6 hours training a day, so even that for them is probably less than they're used to.
Yeah. Fast. Pounced on the net.
Service over, 9-7.
That's very, very impressive.
Yeah, every time you think Chong Wei's maybe just getting control of the match, Shun just finds another good point. And again, the impression is that Chong Wei's, you know, now flowing a little bit better and everything, but the scoreboard's not really reflecting that at the moment.
Unbelievable. Why haven't we seen more of this young lad from Korea?
9-all.
When you see the talent he's got, well, I think your point actually, Ian, about the fact that he's got absolutely no pressure. He can just play with relaxed freedom and just go for those shots.
Oh, that's a super rally he's played there. Chong Wei's approaching his best level at the moment, and Shun's matching him stroke for stroke there. But again, a very good rally, well constructed and a little bit unlucky at the end.
Service over, 10-9. Wipe the court, please. Thank you.
Just looking at the Malaysians' record. 8 finals in 2008, 9 finals in 2009. It's consistent, isn't he?
He's a super player. He's a super player and a nice guy with it. Very, very popular wherever he goes, always well supported. And in tonight we've got a lot of Malaysian fans in, some that have travelled, and a lot of the local student population. A very, very popular player and a big hero at home.
Yes, he's twice been voted the Malaysian Sportsman of the Year 2005 and 2008, and I think that's an indication of the point we've just made. Very popular. I'm a big fan of his as well. He's always got time to talk to us in the media, and always very pleasant, always very open and honest with us.
A very nice guy, and gets a little bit of extra support over here, of course, because he's actually got family over here in Britain as well. So there's some, he always gets his family coming up. He's got family that live down in Cardiff. They come up for the week each time, and he spends a lot of time with them. And you know, very, very popular, very, very popular guy, and very down to earth.
Court to 20 seconds. Court to 20 seconds.
You may have played against his uncle, Jill. His uncle played for Wales. Y.C. Lim.
I do remember him, indeed. It's also rather alarming that I seem to have been playing at the era of most of the coaches out the side of the court. 2-point advantage in the second game for Lee Chong-wei. Call good. I have to say, I thought it was the correct call. What did you think?
I'm right on the line, and it looked good all the way to me.
10, 11.
Maybe an indication of he's not really in the right mental place at the moment, Lee Chong-wei. No, that was on the line. That was a good call by the line judge.
Service over. 12-10.
I keep expecting this several times in this second game that I've just thought momentum is really going to shift. Suddenly, Lee Chong-wei is just going to pull away. He's going to really up the pace, up the intensity. But it hasn't happened so far. I keep expecting it to happen.
And again, that's great resilience from Sean. You know, the last 2 points, Chong-wei looks as though he's starting to get to his best,
Service over.
getting a little
11,
bit of momentum,
12.
and Sean comes up with a shot like that. That's really resilient.
.263 kilometers now. Goodness me.
Service over. 13-11.
Very, very uncharacteristic error there from Lee Chong-wei.
As you say in the introduction, the second round match against Sonny Dui Konkuro
13.
would have been a very nervous match for Chong-wei, because he has lost to him in several occasions, particularly in the World Championship springs to mind. And I'm sure that he would have been very stressed and very motivated for that match, and it looks as though he's just relaxed a little bit too much for this match in terms of preparation.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair point. The World Championships that he lost to the Indonesian Kunchoro 2007, especially that year, because of course the World Championships were taking place in Kuala Lumpur, home soil for Lee Chong-wei. Last 16 he got beaten by Sonny Dui, and again last year in the quarter-final in Hyderabad when the Malaysian here was the #1 seed. So he's taken a lot of stick from the Malaysian press, the media back home, about the fact that he hasn't won the big events. I personally think that's a bit unfair. I think that he is a true professional, and I think that, okay, he hasn't won the All England. He's been in the final.
And he's also in the area of Lin Dan, who will go down eventually, I'm sure, as one of the great champions. And he's had some epic battles with Lin Dan over the last 4 or 5 years.
A bit of his deception himself that time from the Malaysian.
15-12.
Good judgment, that's wide. Is this the move? 4-point advantage.
16.
It looks like it, but Sean's had answers each time so far. Let's see what he's got now.
extraordinary.
And that's Lee Chong-wei. Great agility. He's on the floor. Second later, he's off the ground hitting a jump smash. He has fantastic agility. This guy's a great athlete.
That's the thing that really, I think, is so outstanding. He's such a wonderful athlete. The way he moves on court, I know he did a wonderful dive there, and you're right. I mean, the speed of recovery is just phenomenal. But, you know, when I watch him move, he's like a tiger about to pounce on prey. He's crouching down low as he's moving, and yet he's hitting high. He's jumping high to the shuttle. And I'm sure from a coaching perspective, that's what you try and emphasise with players the whole time. Move low, hit high.
Exactly. And I know it's something that Misbun's done an awful lot of work with him over the years. Misbun's basis of his singles training is about movement, it's about rhythm, it's about getting early onto the shuttle. And Chong-wei is a great example of that for all young players.
Service over, 18-13.
Nicely done.
Just beginning to lose his way, Sean, now, tactically. Just playing a little bit too flat to the rear court and giving Chong-wei a chance to get to intercept the shuttle early in the court.
Good smash. Force the error. And now 7 game points for the Malaysian to send this to a third and deciding game.
13.
It's well saved.
Service over, 14-20.
Surprised perhaps by the fifth serve. I'm surprised, that is.
It's something Chong-wei does quite a lot on game points. He likes to throw the quick flat serve in.
This time, second time of asking. The Malaysian world number 1, Lee Chong-wei, converts. It is 1 game all. The margin the same as the opening game, but this time in favour of the Malaysian. So symmetry in the scoreline. (21-14). More to say there than usual from Lisbon.
Favourite interceptions in from the rear court, and he's hitting good straight, good cross attacks now. Sean's got to change the game a little bit and maybe use the forecourt a little bit and then go over Chong-wei rather than trying to go through him to the rear court. But whether he's still got the energy left to do that's a big question now, I think.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds.
So the players return to court for this third and deciding game.
Final game.
Qualifier Sean Wan-ho having taken the opening game 21-14, but the world number 1 coming back in the second by the same margin, 21-14. So Malaysian with the black kit far side of the court. Indecision there from the Korean, and that really cost him dear. well worked. Under pressure in the early stages of that rally.
Service over.
Turned it around.
1-all.
Very good defence at the start of the rally and took his chance when it arrived. You would expect now that Chong Wei will take control of this match, but Sean's been full of surprises, so let's see what he's got left in the tank.
Service over. 2-1. Service
There's
over.
certainly been a refusal so far to ever give up, right from that first qualifying match when he had to save 2 Yeah, that was interesting. That wasn't anywhere near full power on the smash from Lee Chong Wei. That winning shot down the line. First of all, the drop shot, and then this one just seems to clip the shuttle down. No pace to feed off as far as the Korean was concerned.
I think he's starting to feel that he's got a big physical advantage here. So he's stopped to force, he's prepared to play the rallies out, and starting to build his confidence a little bit.
Two.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. We're really seeing the Malaysian now, the sign of the confidence, that little almost topspin shot that he played in the middle of that rally. And it's now 6 straight points, and you think, Ian, that this is the really decisive move. 8-2 into Cider.
Yeah, the confidence flooding back now. And whatever happens now, though, you have to have a lot of respect for this Korean boy who stepped out here, biggest match of his life, and he's given a great account of himself, and I think it's a name we have to watch out for over the next 3 or 4 years.
Unbelievable.
And again, great resilience from the Korean. Really, really super play. Must be really feeling it physically now after all the matches he's played this week, but that was a very, very high quality point he's played there.
Yeah, there's the problem. Don't get enough advantage with the smash in all sorts of trouble. Simple little block. Here, the cross-court smash again. Chong Wei, just simple little straight block.
Service Service over. 4-9.
That was a sort of shot that you'd play in doubles because you know that you've got a partner behind you in case the shuttle gets lifted.
But I think Chong Wei would play an OK doubles, I have to say.
I'd come out of retirement to have a mixed doubles with him, that's for certain. I mean, speed he moves around the court. I could just stand in one little corner and let him do all the work.
Yeah, I think there'd be a few girls queuing up for that. That chance to play mixed with Chong Wei.
Super return.
11-5 interval.
6-point advantage at the mid-game interval.
Jane Jones, please.
And I have to say, I can't really remember the last time that Lee Chong Wei had this sort of advantage in a deciding game and didn't go on to close it out. Ominous for all Korean fans. But obviously delightful for the Malaysian fans.
Yes, I think the Malaysian fans that are here are just beginning to relax a little bit now.
For 20 seconds. For 20 seconds.
Yeah, his whole body language to me, Lee Chong Wei's a lot more relaxed now. And it's taken him 50 minutes before he's looked that relaxed though.
11-5.
Well, there's a possibility of Sean passing the 5-hour mark for a tournament play in the way this match is going, and that's some going, because normally the top players would be expecting to probably win the tournament with under 5 hours on court.
Malaysians toying with him now.
Yes, and Malaysian fans are beginning to enjoy this now.
12-5.
There's a lot of Malaysian flags beginning to fly.
Service over. 6-12.
Oh, missed it. Yeah, Kim Hak-kyun still saying to his man, come on, still in there, keep fighting. And he certainly is still in there fighting. We can't think the unthinkable, can we? Can't come through and win this.
This guy's full of the unexpected. I mean, every time you think he's gone, he finds something else, he finds a little bit more, and he's given it everything he's got. And that helps when you start to get 1 or 2, 3 points from your opponent. It starts to give you a little bit of belief. You lose a little bit of the tiredness in your legs. You get a little bit of second wind. game. Poor return from Chong Wei there. He's just lost concentration here again.
10-12.
It's interesting. Malaysian's just asked the Korean to change the shuttle, and indeed he has. Sometimes players do that for psychological advantage. Down the line.
That's a super rally, really super rally. And again, it's just the one or two mistakes from Chong Wei. He's just given him a little bit of self-belief back.
12.
And we've got a match again.
Yeah, 6 straight points to the young Korean. You're absolutely right, because there's just 1 point in it now. My goodness, the Malaysian needed that, didn't he?
He did. Momentum was against him there, yes.
11.
Just sensed in that rally, a little bit quicker in the movement from Lee Chong Wei, desperately stretching forward. Look, he gets behind the smash,
11.
immediately looking to come forward, takes it early. Oh, that's wonderful. Sign of a great player when you think they're under pressure. His opponent who just won 6 straight points to get himself right back into it.
11.
And immediately he then ups the intensity of his game. Lee Chong Wei. Good rally.
It looks as though Chong Wei is going to get the victory here, but I think Lisbon will be a little concerned. There's been some very uncharacteristic lapses in concentration during these 3 sets, and probably not the preparation that Lisbon would have been hoping for a semi-final tomorrow.
Of course, the winner of this match plays against Peter Gader of Denmark.
Service over. 12-17.
didn't you just sense during that rally that the young Korean was sort of saying to himself, come on, one final effort, and I think psychologically, as far as the Korean was concerned, he needed to win that rally. And I think that would be a devastating blow that he didn't, because now Lee Chong-wei just 3 points away from the semi-final. Note that too. That's superb. Just applying some grip powder, then that makes the grip a little bit tacky, so it's easier to hold on to the racket handle. So the hour mark clicks over. And this quarter-final yet to be resolved, but one suspects, with just 2 points needed for the Malaysian, it's going to go Lee Chong-wei's direction.
And again, Sean keeping going.
Service over.
He's given it absolutely everything, and I've got a lot of respect for the performance that he's put on today. It would have been very easy to come out here having played a great tournament and won 4 matches in his first All England. You know, just to come out, play a couple of sets with Chong-wei, but he's given it a real go and won a lot of friends tonight, I would think.
14-19.
Well, I'm already a fan. I've been very, very impressed by him. Love the way that he's creative with his shots. Good smash once again from Lee Chong-wei. 6 match points now for the number 1 seed from Malaysia.
14.
That's it. Through to the semi-final. The world number 1. Every game won by the same margin. Thanks to the crowd for their support. Yes, they'll be absolutely delighted with that. Wasn't the best performance I've ever seen from Lee Chong-wei, but that was due in large part to the quality of the qualifier, Sean Wan Ho. So the Malaysian final smash now on the forehand side of his opponent. And victory in 3 games. 14-21, 21-14, 21-14 in the deciding game. And of course, Peter Gade from Denmark awaits him in tomorrow's semi-final.
One by one. Okay.
Wanting his autograph. Nice to see that he's got time to do that, and that's why he's so popular. It's time to appreciate the fans.